Man.
What's going on, man?
Living the dream. Just got back from a workout with some 12-year-olds. We got some down blocks. We got some short drags.
Heck yeah.
Making these righties shoot lefty singles, whether they like it or not.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm going the opposite way with my life, man. I've been eating cheeseburger after cheeseburger.
That's fuel. You have to fuel in the tank.
For sure. What you got over there, man? I see a little spreadsheet action going
I got
on.
it all. Look, I had to borrow my roommate's laptop because I ain't got no camera, but I got one screen. I got you on this screen.
All right.
I got my secret info, my intel over there so I can tear you apart.
All right.
Can't even let you see that.
All right, what you got, man? Let's start at 106. 103, 106, whatever.
Yeah, 106, basically nothing, right? You know, I mean, what can you even say? Trent Nelson, the damn Bradley kid, man. You know, this would have been really easy.
Yeah? Had he just won it, right?
I think he beat him 3 times. I think he won 3 times against Bentley this last season in the regular season. Like, major division and stuff.
I'm going to tell you from my own personal experience. Cleveland knows how to game against people.
Dude, from your own personal experience.
Apparently, they start to break down videos.
Yeah, they must watch some film, man. That's effective. I've heard that works. We haven't moved on to the film yet. We're still on the old Shaq Van Duzen notes and pen and paper, but
God, man. Hey, next season's for sure. We're gonna compare some notes for sure.
Yeah, you and I. Yeah, 106 is a gimme. Let's give it to Trent Nelson. He can have it.
Yeah, man. I mean, yo, what did you look at his path? Say it again.
He lost to Noah in the finals. That's what he won. I mean,
no, but did you see his path to get to Noah?
Who'd he beat?
I was hoping you were going to ask me that. I know. In the first round, he beat Burns Meager from Cleveland. Yeah,
and he got a win over a Bradley kid. You're saying that would have been the guy who got it? No, I hadn't looked at his path though. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it wasn't easy. It's not easy to make the finals.
No. I mean, I wouldn't know, but I'm sure you do.
You've been there. You've watched plenty of people make the finals.
For sure.
113. I agree with you. TJ
Get out of here. Get out of here.
How could I disagree with you on TJ Hicks?
Well, I think Toribio totally disagreed with me. He said he gave me a little bit of hate.
You know how he felt. What he said.
He gave me a little bit of hate. Actually, no, he just told me that my whole list was crap.
Your whole list. When did Toribio graduate?
Toribio he graduated
2015.
TJ's freshman year.
Okay, and he started over TJ that year.
Yes.
That's a tight race, man. I put a first team and a second team, and I gave Toribio number 2. I did a second team, and Toribio's on there.
We're in agreement. I had Toribio's number 2.
Yeah, they deserve it. 120. The only reason I disagree with you is because I was trying to stick to the criteria as tightly as I could.
Okay.
So I put Jacob Stevens. He actually won that weight as a senior. Do I think that he would have beat Elijah Oliver when Elijah Oliver was a junior and at 120 pounds? No.
Right. But you know what? I had Stevens as my number 2, but Oliver was a 120 pounder as a senior. He wasn't in Tennessee. He was a 120 pounder
in Missouri.
Yes.
Okay.
Went to Indiana, wrestled 120, and destroyed his weight class. I think he got a tech in the finals.
He's such a beast. I think he got a tech in the finals every year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that we get to claim him enough to put him on there.
For sure.
This will be the one where 126 pounds.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
I mean the kids from Baylor, of course.
I know. No, I don't agree with you. I disagree.
Who you got?
Braden Palmer.
Braden Palmer? That's 100%.
National champ.
100% everyone has said that.
I get it. 204. 5-time state champ. He deserved it.
I was torn. And where I screwed up is I didn't even mention him in my article. And Braden Braden, I love you, man. I love you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. I was there. I was in Virginia Beach. I watched that finals match. That kid's a freak.
Yeah, dude, I coached against him for 4 years. Kid's a monster. But I mean,
Garrison, Dindy the year before. Yeah, just a monster. Or no, that year at 132.
Get out of here.
Garrison that same year, up a weight. Braden, yeah, they're both very well deserving of that spot. Zach got my number 2 spot. Hard. He's my teammate. He was a year older than me. Hard for me to pick against him. I tried not to be too biased.
Palmer, man. You know what? I may have to flip that one. I mean, 100% of the people have said Braden Palmer.
Yeah, I mean, it's the senior national champ. That's what puts him over the top. I mean, not only was he phenomenal, but he was the best senior 126 pounder in the country that year that showed up at the tournament to prove it. So,
but I'm 0 for coaching against him, so I'm gonna put him at number 2. How about that, Braden? Number 2, baby.
Number 2. I got you back, Braden. Remember that. No one convinced me. I like your special mention for Manley, man. Wow, was he good. And
yeah, you know what? I feel badly. I should have done a 135 for Marvin Lopez. I didn't get that one in. I should have.
Yeah, Marvin was good too.
Marvin was a monster.
Those couple of years, the time period that I was in high school, I'm sure I'm biased, and I think some of those guys were better than they might have been in comparison to other years. But damn, were there some hammers.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, Manley, you can't really compare him to anyone because he's a 2011 graduate and the weight classes changed immediately after you graduated. I guess it was like, at 130 pounds, he wins his. That's it. We're done. Let's get out of the weight class.
I got 130 pounds, only guy in the decade. That's true. He does have that. I got another one later. I got another little caveat for you in a very similar situation.
All right, well, you got 32.
132 pounds. I got no ties on my list. I got no ties on my list.
All right, who you got? You're not gonna say Brandon Brunner from Baylor, are you?
That was his junior year, and that got the belt.
Oh,
okay. No horse, man. I got to see that guy the most.
Yeah.
Of all of them, and I got to see him tonight. And he's probably going. He would. I got to see him in about an hour at jiu-jitsu class. He's going to meet me at, and. Yeah, he don't weigh 132 pounds anymore, and I don't want to deal with what he'd do if I didn't pick him.
Well, okay. So let's go back to the same argument. Debian, national champion. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did he win senior nationals that year?
Yeah, he won it. Won it as a senior. Now Noah, I mean, who knows? It was canceled. So I mean, could have won it.
Could have made a run. Yeah. Chris has a great argument. Chris could easily be that number 1. I'm definitely acknowledging my bias and picking Noah. I know that I'm picking Noah because I'm biased, recency bias, and closeness. I do like that he won 2 in public and 2 in private.
Yeah.
No one's done that. The only other person to win in public and private was I won my freshman year in public and then again in private. So Noah was the second person to do that.
Holy smokes. I had no idea. I didn't even think about that.
Second person to win both divisions. Obviously, there's a third division now, so he didn't win all the divisions, but he didn't need to go to that one.
You got kind of an argument that I have at heavyweight. I mean, it's a little bit cloudy because of my bias. It's a guy in my practice room.
Yeah, we'll get to heavyweight.
Yeah, we'll get Okay. If you got a clear number 1 with Horst at 32, who's your second?
Yeah, Chris. I'm putting Chris and Noah over Campbell. Campbell was a stud. Yeah. He had great results. He won 4 titles. They all 3 won 4 titles. Even if I put Debian over Noah, which with the senior national champ, very good argument there.
I'll throw you another curveball.
They're my 1 and 2.
I'll throw you another curveball.
Yeah.
Campbell Lewis was the national champion.
As senior national champ?
Freshman national champion.
Freshman national champ. Not enough.
I think he had 51 at his weight, though. 51 kids, national champion.
Oh, that's a legit national title.
Yes,
I'm not
for sure.
All 3 of them. Good for you for doing ties. But I wanted to.
I was torn.
I wanted to be You know, if I was a little controversial, oh well. I'm very tempted with Chris and Noah. Them two, they're both good. So is Campbell. All three of them, absolute hammers.
Another one. I mean, Noah didn't get a shot. You know, he didn't get a shot at senior nationals. It sucks.
Yeah. And
we don't know what he could have done.
Guys that were entered in it when we were looking at the entry pool, he had wins over a lot of those guys.
Yeah, for sure. I looked at it too. I counted like 4 guys he had beaten.
Yeah, he did too. Trust me, he told me about it day in, day out. He's like, I'm going. I beat these guys.
Yeah. That's all right. Let's go 38.
Yeah, stab me in the heart.
I know. I think you got a shout out in that article.
Yeah, I did for losing. That's a great. I got best match too. The worst award you could get was
Yes.
Oh,
so I'm gonna do a segue. So you mentioned best match. So last year, 100 Borders, 113 pounders. He and Bradford from Cleveland got best match. I had to fish his out of the garbage.
Yeah. Mine made it in the garbage later that night. I went to Murfreesboro. I went and saw my boy Alex Cafferly, and I was like, "Here, you can have this." And he was like, "I already got one. So you want to win?" Because he lost to
awesome.
Stevens.
That's awesome. All right, who you got?
This is the one where I had my little asterisk caveat. I gave Connell my number 2 spot. He obviously has a great argument for the number 1 spot. There's not another guy in the decade. He deserves it. But 4-time state champ, won at 140 pounds his senior year. Close enough. Stuart Doster, 2011.
He came out in 11?
Yeah, and he won 140 as a senior.
That's a
close enough, right? Close enough.
I missed it. Completely missed that one.
There's another one you miss later. I'm a fact checker. Don't worry.
All right. You know what? I was torn. My number 2 guy, Matthew Chietta, Pigeon Forge, All-American at 138. He had the number escapes me. He had a huge freaking bracket at nationals. State champ. I mean, I think he only won 1. Yeah, he's only 2-time state champ. An All-American. He took 8th at nationals. I was kind of torn in that one.
Yeah. Tough. All of them. Tough weights. Tough bunch of hammers. Don't think it's a knock if you're on the number 2 team. Toribio, don't be mad at him. You deserve it. You're a beast.
Buddies, I love Tito, man.
I skipped my number 2 at 120. I didn't mention, because we had Elijah in there and it kind of knocked Stevens down. When I had Stevens in there and I took Oliver out since he wasn't in Tennessee his senior year, I had Trey Shalfo as the number 2 guy.
Shalfo was my number 3.
Yeah. Essentially, you put Elijah in there, he's the number 3. But he deserved the credit. I just saw his name. I wanted to throw him on there. 145. I'm back at you with no ties.
All right, who you got?
Yo, come on. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. I saw that one coming.
You know who I got? I got Michael Murphy. That's my dude.
And Murphy, man, let me tell you, a strong argument.
Their other 2 are studs. All 3 of them, absolute hammers.
Yes. And Murphy's still going. He's still tearing it up, man.
Michael just had this special thing about, like, you'd wrestle a whole match against him, and you'd be like, damn, I did good. And then you look at the scoreboard, and he's up by 1 point. Like, he knew how to win matches. He just won wrestling matches.
He's a year behind you, right?
He graduated in 16, so significant. He was an 8th grader my junior year. He came he transferred from Macaulay. He was at Macaulay for all of middle school.
Yeah.
Macaulay kid, true and true. I, was leaning that way when I was younger because of him. He was my training partner in Chattanooga when we were young. And he came to Baylor, transferred before his 8th grade year started.
Huge pickup.
Huge pickup.
Kid's a monster, and he's still going. You know, I'm a little bit biased to all the 4-time champions, and I couldn't choose.
Yeah, you put a lot of weight into legacy, which rightfully so.
Yes.
So, that ain't easy to do. I tried. It wasn't easy. I tried it. It came up a little short. But,
and I tell you what, those three, I thought Knox Fuller, Michael Murphy, Eli King. I thought they were just well ahead of everybody else.
Eli King was so good.
Yes.
For me, doing mine, I got them in that order. The order you've got them left to right, that's how I've got them.
Yeah.
And I'm splitting hairs, but Michael, Eli, Knox.
For sure.
That is not a knock on Knox Fuller. Knox Fuller was a hammer.
Good Lord. I hated to see Knox coming.
Yeah, you got them in the finals?
Yeah, you know what? I think we always did that.
Yeah, I was tasked with my first year coaching, trying to get Devin Tyree at Oklahoma ready his senior year to get a win over Knox, and it was tough. Yeah. It was tough. We tried our best.
Unfortunately, you didn't do the schedule, so you only got one shot.
Yes. I wanted. I like two, 3 shots every time. I want to break them down. Let's see how we lost. Figure it out.
2 shots with 2 video cameras.
Yeah, with 2 different angles.
All right, let's go to 52.
I disagree with you.
All right.
Caleb Baker. Like you said, Christian Brothers good either way, but Caleb Baker, his senior year, was unstoppable.
Give me 1 second here. I mean, I'm gonna grind this thing to a halt. I have a picture of Caleb Baker nowadays.
I can't wait to see it.
This guy. Oh my God. Check this guy out.
Yeah, you're telling me that guy loses to anybody.
He is not making one.
Caleb Baker. You want to know the first thing that comes up, first result on Google?
What's
Video.
that?
Preseason Nationals. Bo Nickel versus Caleb Baker.
Wow.
Let's find out what the final score is. Let me jump ahead in the video, see what we end up with. What we got? Looks like a barn burner. Looks like Bo put him on his back at the very end of the match with the no. We got Caleb on top.
Did he get the first takedown?
Got Caleb finishing the match on top, and who gets their hand raised? I would imagine it's Bo Nickel, but
for sure.
But I wish it showed the scoreboard. I'd love to see the score.
I wonder if he wants another go with Bo. I mean, when you look like that.
Sure, give him one. Look at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Garrett House for sending me that pic. Holy smokes.
Yeah, shout out Garrett House for having some information always. That guy has got more information on wrestling. He's got the archives.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, so Garrett's a stud. Garrett's hardworking, good kid. He's my number 2 guy. I just you kind of I'm reading your thing, and it was like I was confused how you wrote this, and then you were convincing me during your answer when I read it. Kansas
the resume, man.
City invite champ, 2 tournaments, being ranked in the top 15 most competitive high school tournaments that season.
Yeah, and I think I stole that from a newspaper article. So I mean,
lost the finals match. What, his sophomore year to Alex Manley?
Yes. No. He lost to. He was at Cleveland. He lost to Braden Palmer.
I'm talking about Caleb Baker.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Caleb Baker lost to Manley in the finals.
Lord.
That was one of his finals losses. And then he actually beat Manley the next year. Manley was a little small for the weight class, and Manley went down to 30. That was the year he won at 30, Manley's senior year. Very close match at the Johnson City tournament.
Wow.
Yeah.
Christian Brothers would have got it either way, man.
Yeah, Christian Brothers got it. You win 152 decade, Christian Brothers. I don't even
I do want to throw that in there. Garrett Bowers' only loss was to Braden Palmer at the state tournament.
That's pretty solid. That's his only state tournament loss.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Yes, insane. All right, 160.
160 pounds, the reigning champ, the first 5-timer. I mean, come on.
Yeah, and I mean, I think he's still going too. I think he's in a RTC somewhere.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I gotta find out. I gotta dig into that. I gotta find a way to get in touch with TJ and see where that guy's at and see what he's doing. Talent, unlike
he was a monster.
Yeah,
it was hilarious.
Baylor headgear, man.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of people forgot about that. Yeah, that's on YouTube. If you're out there, YouTube it.
Grave digger, TJ Duncan, various headgear after he wins a state title as an 8th grader. He did change weight classes. He was at a different weight class at Baylor. Changed weight classes, went to McCallie, won that weight. Left school, went on a hun trip. Showed up at McCallie.
We got to throw a disclaimer out there. Hey, don't do that. Every time I show one of my kids one of those cool videos, then they attempt to do it. Unless you win 5 titles, I may do like
you win 5. What's he gonna say?
Yeah.
He did whatever he wanted to do. There was nothing anyone could do about it. He could have dug it every year.
Sure.
He could have done it again every year.
For sure. 170.
Yeah, another one that. I'm gonna give you my number 2 at 160. I gave it to Blake Sutherland.
Sutherland.
Yeah, his senior year, he was just so big, so strong, so impressive. I mean, he was just terrifying. I think I gave him the nod as the number 2 guy, just on how scary he was his senior year. And you look back at his career, he wins his junior year, wins his senior year, his sophomore year or his it was his freshman year. So his sophomore year was the only year that he didn't really make a good run. But his freshman year, I think he might have won the weight if he hadn't have been my backup.
Yeah.
He might have won that year, but I just stylistically was able to win my wrestle-offs against him because I wrestled him every day, was able to figure it out.
Right.
But he genuinely might have won the state tournament his freshman year had he been the starter in the lineup.
That was your senior year?
That was my junior year. Yeah, that was my junior year when I wrestled Westbrooks. I think he would have had a hell of a finals match. He would have made the finals that year.
I thought he was an 8th grader then. I've been around too long.
I think he was 2 grades below me, but he could be Murphy's grade. He's 15 and Murphy's 16. But yeah, the years do run together.
Sutherland was a monster. I went with McCoy for my number 2 guy. McCoy Newberg at Independence.
Well, I was confused how you did that because I found you. This is another place where I fact checked you. You got McCoy listed up here at 160.
Yes.
As a strong candidate, but he wrestled 170 his senior year.
Thank you for catching that.
So yes, I have McCoy as my number
right.
2 at 170. No, I have McCoy as my number 3 at 170. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. I think it was. Yeah, it was 170, or it was 171 still his senior year, 2012. Right. So I guess that was the first year of the new weights, but he was.
I clearly have it in my notes. McCoy was a junior at 160.
Yeah,
that is a strong typo.
He deserves a shout out when this list gets done, though, because McCoy Newberg was damn good.
Beast.
Funkiest 170-pounder.
You didn't go with Bryson Pop, 2014?
One title, 1 champ, 2-time champ.
Yeah.
He had some good wins. Just too many guys. Too many hammers. Too many hammers above him.
For sure.
Blake was so good. A lot of good 60-pounders. Tucker Russo, like you said. Matthew Sells, all of them. Hammer.
Yeah. Dominic Fields at Tennessee. Yeah, I mean, 5 times, 5 titles. Yeah. It's
there's no competing with TJ. Another one there's no competing with, Kamari Wemper. Man, I had to wrestle that guy sometimes, and it was not. Every now and then he'd coast, let me do some stuff, get on the mat. He wasn't as good top bottom, but then he just you know what? I think I'm gonna double egg you 15 times in a row.
You were the one that gave me the heads up on Kamari Wemper. I don't remember where we were, but you were like, we have this freak. This is, you know what? He was an 82-pounder then.
His year he won at 182, and then he won at 70 the next year.
Yeah, you were like, we got this freak at 182. You're like, you're gonna like him. You're gonna like him. And when I saw the guy, I was like, holy cow! He beat state champ Caleb Rippey from Beach when I saw him. Yeah, beat him in our tournament final.
He was good.
Yeah,
damn good.
Yeah, it was a close one, but man, Wemper, he just, had the strength and the speed. Just, God, he was a freak.
Yeah, freestyle wrestling. You ain't beating that guy in freestyle.
Obviously. Dude, so Michael Hooker, shout out. Five-time state champ.
Michael Hooker was good.
Hooker just said, I don't know if you saw it on my Instagram, he's just like, ouch. And I mean, I get it. 5-time champ. But I mean, the resume.
4-time champ.
Was he 4-time?
Only 5-timers are Zach and.
Wait.
You got 5-time champ in your article, but I don't think he won.
Actually, no, he wasn't. You know what? I got 5-time finalist, 3-time champion.
There you go. That makes sense. He lost to Stuart Doster in the finals one year, because Stuart taught me how to defend legs. That man had leg defense. You could not put legs on him, and that's what Hooker did so well.
Yes.
And that's how Stuart was able to beat him in the finals that year. And then, you got the shoe kickoff, which is a point now with the new. So that one's got an asterisk or something. And he's still doing it. And I don't even want to see him in public now that I said that.
Just as Wilson Central was working that into our offense, they made it illegal.
You were working that in?
Yeah.
You should have picked up sooner. It happened 7 years ago. You should be like, that's a good one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I gave Mason Renich the nod at number 2 at that way, just because of the things he's accomplished. I mean, he hasn't publicly come out and said this, but he did change his Instagram bio. He's going to Oregon State.
Whoa!
Yeah, I'm gonna drop some knowledge.
Oh, that's huge news.
Yeah,
but you know what? So with that being said, I was a little bit torn. Renich won 3 titles, 4-time finalist, but Chase Deal gave me anxiety, because I mean, just the manner in which he won his 2nd title, had to run through the gauntlet, had to beat a defending state champ in the finals.
Yeah.
Chase Deal was a big deal.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Sean Kennedy too, man. Sean Kennedy.
Yeah, another one. And I mean, he ran roughshod in the tournament as a senior.
Yeah, that's a loaded weight class. So, like you said, Kamen Seagrave's another one so Kamen's story is interesting. Kamen came to Baylor on the Distinguished Scholar Program. And the way the ruling works, I know that everyone doesn't understand this because they're constantly saying the opposite. But if you get more financial aid than you qualify for, you're ineligible to play TSSAA sports.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so that's how it works. So if you qualify for 90%, that formula is vetted by the TSSAA. It's not something we could just come up with on our own, and other schools the same way. So he was on the Distinguished Scholar Program. He came to Baylor for free his freshman and sophomore year because he's such a brilliant student. He's working on his PhD right now.
Real quick, that you just said about scholarships, that blows away a lot of theories of haterade that's going on social media.
Oh, so much that if they just knew the rules. The rules is more financial aid than you qualify for. So yes, if you qualify for 90%, can you go to this school that's $52,000 a year to board cheaper? Yes, if you qualify for that much aid.
That blows away a lot.
Kamen didn't qualify for full, so he was ineligible for 2 whole years. The kid won so many Georgia Kids titles, absolute monster, isn't in the roster for 2 years, comes in his junior, senior year, dominates.
So how did that change?
So they reduced it. His parents chose to take less money and to pay for him to be eligible.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, they moved during that time period. His dad got a different job. They were able to make things work and pay the $10,000 or whatever it was a year that they didn't qualify and had to pay. So,
if you guys are still hating on that, email Brandon Brunner. Don't email him.
And send me the best kid you know. Send me his name, his address. I'm gonna go steal him.
You know what? So I got to throw out Kareem Sharif Balcoa, another 3-time champ in small schools, and he killed it.
Yeah, gotta respect getting 3 titles.
Yeah, for sure. I'm begging for just one, but I don't care how I've got to get it. I mean, a lot of people are knocking the small schools. I'd love to have a small school state title.
You take one if you got.
I take one. Anyway, I can get it.
How did you do? What was the closest you got?
A 6.
6 senior year.
Absolutely.
Who won? Who was the champ?
Matt Mondelli.
Here, I'll pull up the archives. What was it? 82, 74. They don't go back.
I'm so old. There was no championship. You know what? 182.
I didn't have a good argument against Chad Solomon. He was damn good. The only kid that I really there's three guys that I think are all real close on this one. And Thomas Sell is a fourth one who's also really good. Yes. John Schrader is one of the guys who he was just so good his senior year. Maybe I was just small and a sophomore or freshman in high school, whatever year I was when I watched him wrestle. But he was terrifying his senior campaign.
Schrader kept running into McCoy Newberg. That's why he only won one title. Yeah. They finally separated as seniors, and they both won.
Yeah, you don't like to run into McCoy unless you're TJ Duncan.
For sure. For sure. Yeah.
The other guy is Austin Ancliffe from Arlington. His senior campaign, similar thing. You got Connor Duffy at Baylor last year who just dominated as a senior at 182. Well, his junior year, we had to wrestle Ancliffe at the Brentwood tournament. And there's just nothing Connor could do about it. I mean, Ancliffe was just so big, strong, powerful for that weight class. He really impressed me. He doesn't have the legacy resume, but his senior year, he was a hammer. So I give him my number 2 behind Chad Solomon.
Yeah, I think my number 2, and I mean, I don't want to take anything away from Ancliffe. Ancliffe was a monster, and also he beat Brooks, and Brooks is a stud.
Yeah.
We saw how
he beat everybody. He beat everybody in wrestling his senior year. He was dominant. Yeah. But all these guys are good. Sell, Holmes, Judah Doom.
Judah Doom. And you know what? Actually, so my number 2 guys, I had Judah Doom and Trent Knight from Greenville. Another 3-time champ.
Knight wrestle enough to be able to say, but he was a hammer.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a stud, and I mean, he couldn't go to national. He's a big time football player. It's funny. It's funny. He actually signed to wrestle in college when he was kind of like Hunter Fortner from Chattanooga, big football guy.
Where'd Knight go wrestle at? Where's he at?
He's at Campbell, and we don't hold that against him. But he's at Campbell.
He's still there?
Yeah. Still there.
Campbell owns a SoCon right now, so
we won't hold that against them either.
But we got rid of Pro-Lot. We shifted up to Navy. We're good.
That's right. There we go.
There we go. Back.
That's right, baby. Go Chattanooga.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm a Mox fan. So
and another one, Judah Doom, spent less than 3 minutes on the mat at the state tournament his senior year.
Yeah, he was damn good.
2 minutes 56 seconds on the mat.
That being said, Kamari was at that weight all year and went down, so he'd be at the right weight class for preps.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. Kamari was at 82 all year, and they were like, "Look, you can win preps at 70.
Yeah,
let's cut these 5 pounds or whatever that you got to cut."
Selfish me would have loved to see that match.
Yeah. Well, I think it happened during the season.
Yeah. You got a result?
I can find it, but I bet you money without finding it. Judah was a hammer, but Kamari might be the best guy on this list.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the resume speaks for itself.
Yeah, he's terrifying. If they did wrestle that year, I'm not certain on it, but I do think they did. 195. Man, I had such a hard time not giving it to Scotty.
Everyone wanted Scotty. But I mean, how do you argue against Ryan Parker?
It does, Scotty, hypothetically. And I, 5 minutes before we started this, switched it out and put Ryan Parker in there and moved Scotty out of it. I don't know. I kept reading it and 4-timer and
yeah. Another one, Scotty did only win the one title. You know what he did? His senior year, he did All-American at Nationals. But again, another big-time football player,
Yeah, right. It really, all the time taken away with that. And really, had Ryan and Scotty wrestled, I watched both of them wrestle a lot. I don't know if Scotty doesn't win that match. You take their senior years and put them in the magic box and make them wrestle each other.
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
Yeah, I'd love to. Give me one of those magic boxes. A lot of these matches I want to see. And, the guy who has another argument at this weight, Cody Davis, is the only reason Scotty doesn't have more titles.
Exactly. And I mean,
Cody Davis good and big.
For sure. Speaking of big, though, Tommy Brackett, Christian Brothers.
Tommy Brackett, stud. Montana Doty, stud. All these guys, hammers.
Why does Christian Brothers keep coming up?
Yeah,
what are they doing?
They can stay in Memphis. Y'all stay They got hammers, man.
Yeah, for sure.
They had them for a long time. That when you're getting the kids that are in that area, when you had that club program that they've had for so long, you're going to produce some studs, man. And they've got athletes for days. I think they've got over 1,000 kids.
For sure.
And it's all boys.
I'm going to throw another name out there, and I mean just crazy impressed with the guy. 2020 champ Johnny McPhail, the Hacker.
Yeah, he's tough, man.
Brentwood. He was a hard riddle to solve.
Really?
Big, tall, lanky kid, and just seems freakishly strong. I mean, he doesn't look the part, but I mean, he just muscled people around, threw people around like crazy, and dominated this year.
Man, Damon is the most slept on public school coach.
Sure. He's got some dust that he's sprinkling in the room. Man.
He does. Some magic dust is he pulls it out of his cowboy boots. He retired the cowboy boots though. My man wears tennis shoes now. But when he was at Father Ryan, he was cowboy boots stomping on hardwood. I like him better now, bro.
We don't. We'll send it back to Ryan.
Send it back. Here's one, 220. Here's one where I disagree with you, and I know that's like, it's very difficult to disagree with you, but I got some facts. I brought some facts with me.
All right, what you got?
So what we got for Kramer? Let me make sure I got my information correct. 2-time champ, 3-time finalist. Really good.
No, only 1-time champ, 3-time finalist.
1-time champ, 3-time finalist. Really good national results.
Yes.
Placing at Super 32s. That puts you. That gets you a lot of credit.
I'm a throw just a little strange tidbit. There are 2 sets of brothers from Tennessee to ever place at the Super 32. Kennedy brothers, Sean Kennedy.
Michael placed?
Yes.
Michael Kennedy put Gwizdowski in the air upside down.
He absolutely did.
I wanted to put Michael Kennedy in here.
Yeah.
I tried. I did everything I could. I wanted Michael Kennedy on this list.
You know what? We'll circle back to that one. We'll circle back to that one. I got some Michael Kennedy spit too. But all right. So 2 brothers, Michael Kennedy, Sean Kennedy. Then you got Michael and John Kramer. Only 2 sets of brothers from Tennessee to place at the Super 32.
All coached by
some guy, bald head. There's a lot of cologne, normally sweating. Level change. All right.
I disagree with you on the big guys because I know it's your area of expertise, but I'm coming at you with this and you don't even have them listed. That's where the real issue comes.
All right, what you got?
Big time football player, which took a lot of his time away. 3-time champ, Amos Mason. 3-time champ.
I had him high. I did.
Third his freshman year, lost to Mac Ferguson in the semis from Baylor because we rode legs on him when we were a senior and he was a freshman.
For sure. You know what? I had him. You know what? He's at the top of my list. Here on my notes, I've got him. I don't know how he didn't make it to the article, whatever. Yeah, beast of a guy, big time football player.
Doesn't have the Super 32, doesn't have the national credentials, but maybe he would have if he wasn't such a football player. Went to play football at Navy. Both of them, absolute hammers.
Yeah.
His sophomore year state title that he won. So that's the year that Baylor. I was a sophomore on that team that year. Me and Amos, same grade. We set the record for most points scored at the state tournament. We 10 finalists, 6 champs, 14 placers.
Yeah.
Shout to Baylor. Something like that.
Shout to Baylor.
Yeah. So John Mackey was the #1 guy at heavyweight, returning heavyweight state champ. He went down to 215 so Barrett Gallagher could fit into the lineup at heavyweight.
Huh.
We could have both of them. That's how we were able to score so many points.
Okay.
Winning the whole match, he's up by 4, and Amos headlocks him.
Oh, you're not getting out of headlock, man.
No, not from Amos. Not from Amos. To win it. So that I think I've got that moment just because I'm so terrified of John Mackey. John Mackey's such a monster. So
you know what? I think that blew the roof off the place. I think I remember that.
Yeah, it did. Oh, it was wild.
I think I remember that one.
Good for Amos. So that moment I'll never forget, and that puts Amos up there for me personally. Puts him up there, but him, we've been very blessed, like you said, with heavyweight.
Oh,
even back to 95 and 82, we're blessed in the upper weights in Tennessee. you know, if it wasn't for football, we'd be damn good competitive in the summer junior duels and stuff like that because of what we would do in the upper weights.
For sure. And I mean, I have no idea how you didn't make it to the article. I had Amos. I had him.
Well, just know I got you. Hamm ain't got you. Don't throw him, don't have to throw me.
Who you got at number 2?
Number 2, John Kramer. I got Kramer behind Amos. That's how I got it.
I've got him flipped. I don't know how he didn't make the article, but he's at the top of my list.
We're real close in most of these weights. If we're not agreed, we got 1 and 2.
For sure.
That's the other way around. And most of these kids deserve it. Like in reality, I'm happy you did the ties because at those weights, all 3 of them at 132 deserve it. All 3 of them at 145 deserve it. So good.
Yeah. I appreciate it. Yeah, no one's argued those. Everyone's argued everything else, but no one's.
I'm I like Reagan Beast. I gotta go with my man Nick Boykin.
Yeah.
He was just so good his senior year, and even before that, I mean, he's just so scary. Man goes to OTC before he graduates high school, and like you said, with which they both played football, but Reagan, probably prioritized football a little over wrestling, so no telling what he could have done had it not been for the other sport.
For sure.
2 monsters, and then you got Kramer in there too.
And that's where I had
coffee in there.
For sure. And I had to. I was really heavyweight was probably the hardest.
I know what you did. You knew you couldn't pick. You knew you couldn't pick Nick or Mike or Kramer. You knew you couldn't pick them 2. They would have said you were biased. So you went the high one.
So 3 of the guys, I mean, are like my boys. I've been in the room with them, trained with them. Big Nick, Chubb, Mike Kramer, Chubb, and even Sammy. I mean, I really had to remove my own bias in the whole thing. So, I mean, trying to take myself out of the moment and just look at actual facts. It's how I came with Bruno. And I mean, so the argument came up, Patrick Benson, who beat Nick as a no. Benson was like a 2-time champ out of Bradley, heavyweight.
2-time champ. You got 2-time champion Patrick Benson of Bradley Central and then you got Nick. Yeah, 2-time champ here.
Yeah, 2-time champ out of Bradley. Well, he actually got beat by Bruno the year he took 4th.
Oh.
So, I mean, another one, I'm just looking at the quality wins.
Bruno's just loaded with wins. I mean, he's got win after win. What gives Nicky the nod for me is the last sentence of your first paragraph here.
Fargo.
Double Fargo.
That's hard to argue against, man. Hard to argue
Double
against.
Fargo champ.
And another disclaimer I want to throw out there. I don't want to piss any of you guys off. I love all of you.
Yeah, I do too. Same thing. All love for all these kids. Bunch of studs. I got to watch most of y'all wrestle like right there next to you. Hammers on hammers on hammers. Just
another name I want to let me see if he's in the article. Another guy I want to throw out there as underrated guy, River Henry.
Beast.
Yeah.
And now heavyweight at McCauley now. James.
Yes, Trey. Oh my gosh.
He's gonna have an argument. Yeah, sure. Yeah, James Howard. Yeah, he's gonna have an argument in just a couple of years.
He's definitely the future. And hey, Trey, I'm still afraid of you.
Why did we not get a Skylar Coffee match this year?
I think it was tried several different ways to work. We even tried to work it out at our place. We're like,
I'll do it right now. If they want to do it, I'll rent a mat. I'll rep it. I get a scoreboard. I want to see it.
We tried to make it happen, and I mean, and of course, we don't have a dog in that fight. Me
neither. I just want to see it. I just like
for sure
watching 2 monsters wrestle.
I think everyone wanted to make it work. We just couldn't make it work.
Yeah, is what it is, man. They're both hammers, both absolute beasts. All these heavyweights, like you said here, just embarrassment of riches. Wow, we're so blessed at heavyweight. I mean, we just loaded. For a long time at that weight class. I mean, even the guy who won the year that Mackey lost to Amos, when Mackey went down and cleared up the spot for Barrett Gallagher, who went on to play at Vanderbilt and played a little bit of professional football. Barrett Gallagher was shooting low singles. No one knew who he was. We showed up at the Johnson City tournament, first tournament. Mackey's not at heavyweight, and Barrett's in there. runs through, just dominates everyone. I mean, he's just putting singles up in the air, wrestling like a little guy, weighs 280 pounds. I mean,
there's an argument for that.
He didn't wrestle senior year. That was his junior year. He didn't even wrestle his senior year.
What did he do? Play football.
Yeah, play football.
Gotcha. There's an argument for that. And we teach it in our room. Heavyweights, you got to move those feet. You got to level change. You got to shoot, man.
Yeah, man. That's why, your boys, that's why Hamm's boys have so much success.
I'm trying, but I mean, I tell you, it's a dogfight. You got to get these heavyweights moving. They hate the process. Guys, fall in love with the process. I'm telling you, it works.
Listen to Hamm. Look at the list. And ask these guys. Ask every single one of them who they would listen to. They'd listen to Hamm.
I appreciate it, man.
I wrestle like a heavyweight at a lightweight class, so don't listen to me. You don't want to wrestle like a heavyweight. You want to wrestle like a little guy.
Heavyweights that move their feet, that hand fight, they level change, they shoot. That's the recipe for success. Write it down, heavyweights.
No doubt. Get good on top. Get off the bottom. You do those things.
Absolutely.
You have a lot of success.
Again, Patrick Benson. I mean, I could see it in my sleep because I mean, seriously, I broke down so much. I had at Blackman at the time, I had Graham Smith. We broke down so much video. This guy would club your head and run straight through you. Club your head comes up, power double, over and over and over. I'm telling you, shoot, heavyweights, shoot.
Move your feet, shoot. Love it. Absolutely love it. Bonus round. I told Hamm I had this for him. This is my pick'em team, no grade, just in the last decade. The only requirement is you had to win a state title at that weight. Don't care what year it was. This is what team do I think we could put the best team together? I'll give it to you.
What you got?
Nick Corday at 106 because that kid, he was dominant last year. I mean, he was a huge 6-pounder. He beat Yurichuk. He beat the Bradley kid. He didn't get to wrestle Bentley, but it was 5-point matches against Yurichuk and Wilson. He's a sophomore. He won his freshman year in Georgia, came to Baylor as a sophomore, won his sophomore year.
God, I hate Baylor.
Yeah. So we used to not have this, but now we have our wall where we put our pictures up of guys. And we keep having to put asterisks on their state titles because of one somewhere else. I was the first asterisk.
For sure.
A lot of asterisks coming. And I ain't mad at them either. I love it.
You know what? Wait, there's another kid. What is the new private school that opened in East Tennessee?
Yeah, that kid's good. That kid's really good.
Is it Roller?
Roller's really good.
Yeah.
Roller's really good. He got second the year before. He potentially would have been a really tough match for Nick. This year. Only reason he got second, man, and I'm sure his coaches had an idea and a game plan, but we wrestled Jackson Bond, champ at 113 this year, wrestled Roller last year. And maybe Jackson would have won the match anyways, but a big part of why he lost that match both times they wrestled regions and at state. They chose bottom both times. And Bond's a tilter. Bond tilted and both times they picked bottom.
I'm 280 pounds. I wouldn't go on the bottom against that kid.
Pick neutral. The guy gets killed. Just pick neutral. I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad he didn't. When he did down, I was just like, cha-ching. Like,
he's got the coach now, though, man. You may have helped him out.
Yeah. That's fine. We need the push,
For sure.
He would have had a really good year had he been eligible at 106 this year.
Yeah. Look for next year, man.
I think he got top 3, top 4 at national preps. He did well.
Yeah, I know he's All-American.
Yeah, he definitely plays. He's a stud. Nick just had really good wins. Nick beat 2 top 20 guys this year. One at the preseason tournament up there in New York, Journeyman.
Yeah.
And number 1 at the Kansas City Stampede for 3rd and 4th. That was a really cool match. Nick 0-0 first period. The guy picks bottom. We turn him 3 times. We pick top. We turn him 2 more times.
That's awesome.
Won like 11-0.
That's awesome.
The guy was great on his feet.
Okay, wait. Here's my question. You're not, on your all class list. You're not going to give me 14 Baylor guys, are you?
Oh no, I'm not. I wanted to. Trust me, I wanted to.
All right, who you got at 13?
I got 113. I got 2013 Elijah Oliver.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to mix in some other years to fit the right guys to get the lineup I wanted. I got Elijah Oliver 2013. I guess that's his sophomore year.
Yeah.
Sophomore campaign. He teched in the finals, I think, that year. And every other year.
When didn't he tech in the finals?
120. I gave senior Jacob Stevens.
Okay.
I gave Elijah at 13 so I could fit them both in because I thought I needed both of them. 126, you easily could do Palmer or Watson. I gave it to Palmer, but that one's, I mean, come on.
Yeah, crazy.
Be fine either way. 132, like I said, I got to see Noah Horse tonight. So
don't blame you.
See him soon. This one is my one that I'm like, go ahead, gun me down for being biased.
Brandon Brunner, 138 Baylor.
No, I never wrestled 138. Should have my senior year. I might have been a four-timer, but I didn't. Garrison Dindy as a sophomore last year.
Okay.
In my opinion, he was the best wrestler in Tennessee last year as a sophomore.
Legit.
My personal opinion. I love the kid. I'm very biased towards him. But man, he's good. He beat the number 8 guy in the country at the tournament up in Michigan in preseason. He's just good. He's just really good.
Yeah. Dindy's insane.
145, I gave senior year Michael Murphy.
Okay. Legit.
2, I got senior year Caleb Baker.
Okay.
160, I got TJ Duncan from his senior year.
Okay.
And this is where I mix and matched again. 170, I put Mason in there as senior year so that I could put Kamari in from his junior year at 182.
Gotcha.
All this up.
Nicely done. Okay, wait. You remember his junior year, he took an L to Tucker Russo early in the season.
His junior year?
Yes.
Wow.
Early in the season, he took an L. It was a tournament final. I want to say maybe either Saudi Daisy Invitational or the Halls Invitational.
Like the Weidman tournament or something. Was it during the season, not preseason?
It was during the season. I think he lost 3-1 or 3-2. It was a close one.
I gotta dig in. I gotta confirm that one.
Yeah, do it.
Tucker was a monster.
Yeah.
Tucker, I remember being at Tullahoma my first year coaching, and we had a kid who had been injured, and Al and I disagreed on whether he should go out and wrestle his first match back. But it was against Tucker Russo. I didn't want him to wrestle against Tucker Russo and get hurt again because Tucker's.
Let's sit that one out.
This is senior year. This is senior year, Mason.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that I can get junior year Kamari at 182.
Okay, gotcha.
Kamari had to be in there, but I wanted to put. I needed both of them for strength.
Gotcha.
195. I went ahead and gave it to Scotty.
He deserves it, man. He deserves it, and he's a freak. And how do you listen to me? Come on down to the Baylor School. We got to win a few more titles. I almost had him, man. I was this close. Hey, that would have helped me out a ton.
Did you have a guy? You had a guy that had to run into Scotty?
I can't remember who he kept running into. I think it was John Kramer. I think he kept running into Kramer. I think every single time we wrestled them, they bumped him up or something. We kept running into Scotty.
That's awful. You don't want to run into Scotty.
No.
So 220, I got I actually put Kramer in here over Amos. They were two I was going back and forth with.
Okay.
Either way at that one. And then I got Nick at heavyweight from his senior year. So almost all these guys are seniors except for 106, 113, and 182, and 138 Garrison Dindy. But I think that team right there in the past decade, that's one of the best teams we could put on the mat.
Probably, yeah. Take any combination of state champs, and in a duel, I'd hate it.
Yeah. When are we gonna get a D1? When are we gonna get a public-private duel?
It's been done to death. Everyone, I think it's all about the date. But I mean, if you get your date wrong, then guys haven't won their state titles yet. So,
right.
For whatever reason, if you try to do it in the postseason, the guys just, after the grind of the season, most guys just don't want to do it.
I think we just need to get these guys to wrestle during the season anyways. Whether they're the state champ or not, we just need to get more of these guys wrestling each other during the season. I know that we run off to other states and we don't see, and we have, about half of them D2 champs every year. So, you don't get to see them if we don't come up to Middle Tennessee and compete. But we got to get all those kids wrestling each other. We got to get in-state matches. The coffee match we were talking about earlier. Like those are the matches that got to happen. They bring fans out. They make Tennessee wrestling, elevate it. So we just got to get more good tournaments.
I think the problem is TWSAA needs to give us dates because I mean, most of the things that we tried to get with you guys, we tried to get with Baylor last year. And I mean, and there was one opportunity where we could, and like when it happened, we were like, I mean, we can't blame you. It was either go to the Brentwood tournament and see us there, or you guys had an out of state.
We went to Blair.
We're like Wilson Central or Blair. I mean,
yeah, let's get our butts kicked. That's what we do right now. Yeah, we're like our 3 duels we lost. We lost to Blair, we lost to Del Barton, and we lost to this St. Joe's school. That was probably the one team we could have beat. We were competitive with Del Barton. Had a few matches going our way. We might could have won that one, but we also had 10 underclassmen starters last year. So get used to it.
But I mean, TWSAA, give us 2 more dates and we can make things happen.
We have too few dates that we're able to compete right now, in your opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
We don't have enough dates.
If we could do that, I mean, make it optional. You don't have to use them. And I mean, I know there's a lot of schools that are building. They don't quite have the team that they want. I mean, they don't have to use the dates, but the guys that really want to get together and see where we're at, let us do it.
Yeah. There shouldn't be any reason we can't compete as much as we want to. Start the season a week sooner. Whatever you got to do, get more. We just got to We got to get a good dual tournament, man. We got Cleveland duels, and we'll be back to Cleveland duels. There's, we've been in and out of that tournament, and a lot of the public schools show up, and we get some of those matchups. Well, yeah, we got to find a way. These individual tournaments, these dual tournaments, we got to get the best Tennessee kids.
Absolutely.
Same time.
And I mean, it's only going to raise the sport.
Yep, and that's the goal, right? That's all. Our goal. We just want Tennessee wrestling to be better. That's all I want, man.
Absolutely.
I just want Tennessee wrestling to be better. Do I want every good kid in Tennessee to come to Baylor? Yes. Do I want Tennessee wrestling to also get better? Yes.
Do I want every kid to go to Baylor? No.
That's the one's not on your roster, get them out of your way.
For sure, man. Dude, this is fun.
Yeah, this is awesome.
What we're trying to do for anyone who's watching, we just kind of got into a conversation with me and Brandon, but we're trying to get, if you are a senior who signed this season, we're setting up appointments to get with you guys and talk about your future plans, talk about your career and do that. So hit us up.
Yeah, hit it. What's your email, Ham? Is that the best place? Twitter?
Yes, hamrankings@gmail.com. Hit me up.
Hit him up. Let's get you on here. Talk about what you're going to do. Talk about where you're going. Explain to us why you chose where you chose. Male and female. We want the girls on here too. All those hammers from Rossview. Get on here. Tell us about where you're going. Get some. You guys deserve it. Especially with all that's going on in the world, and you didn't get the credit you deserve. Didn't get some of the opportunities in this springtime that you wanted. Come express yourself. Let us know what's going on with you.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Until next time, we'll see you. Big Hamm and the B.
Peace, man. Love it.